Right. Now, Meetings Africa 2022 brings together buyers and exhibitors, and it also seeks to grow the business events industry on the continent. And, if nothing else, I think one is just so happy to see some form of normalcy come back into our lives. So for what's happening and what's in store, let's cross now to Leanne Manas. She's out in Sandton at the convention centre, and let's see what's happening there. Leanne, good morning to you, and it must be so great to just be out and know that people, exhibitors are coming out. What's going on there at the moment?
It's a broadcast from what I honestly think is one of the very first in-person gatherings and exhibitions that we've had here in South Africa. I'm sure there have been a couple, but this is a massive one that we always, as a program, as Morning Live, would broadcast live from. In fact, this was probably one of the last broadcasts we did in 2020, where we were showcasing pretty much so what our meetings arena looks like. So when we talk about meetings, we talk about gatherings of corporate and companies that come into a country and they bring in, all of their businesses and they have their conferences. So this is now kickstarting the year 2021, which I think is a really good note to start the year off on, because hoping that things are going to change. And I mean, this industry is a massive employer. And, at the end of the day, when you shut this industry, so many people lost their jobs, weren't able to make money. Well, the good news is it's open for business. So the first in-person event that is being held here by Meetings Africa in the last 2 years. It's been obviously online, but now we're getting people that are coming from overseas and international travelers that have come through for this particular event. Well, to talk a little bit more about it, gives me great pleasure to introduce Amanda Kotsen-Tlapo. She's the Chief Convention Bureau Officer of the South Africa National Convention Bureau. Wow! Can you believe we're here?
I can't.
I know.
I really can't.
I mean, this is a big deal, because this is almost just giving the confidence that perhaps this is going to be the turning point we've been waiting for.
I really believe it will be. I think such a lot of excitement. People not seeing each other for the 18 months. Hugging as we can't, but we all do it.
Yeah.
Because, I think this is an industry of giving. And an industry that really need to connect, to make things happen.
I mean, it's been a very difficult few years. So just tell me if I'm right. Is this if you had it in 2020, so it was 2021, you missed 1 year?
Yes, we did.
All right. And did you do that online, or was it not even worth it?
It wasn't. It was really not even worth it, because the biggest problem for us was that the meetings industry, as you can imagine, just came to a halt face to face. But it never stopped, actually. We all just went on Zoom,
Yeah.
instead of in the room. But what was really not worth it is that our buyers didn't know what is happening. Are the corporates traveling? Are the people coming? We can't have in-person meetings. So, buyers need to bring to us the business. And they honestly didn't know, what business they have.
Yeah. And this is the thing. I mean, with this, as I was saying in the introduction, this industry employs a lot of people. You know better than me in terms of numbers. What are we looking at approximately for the amount of people that are employed by this kind of industry?
Yeah, worldwide, just to say about the meetings industry, we were on our way to, 1 trillion very soon. But, of course, we're now back to 500 billion, worldwide. So it is an industry that needs, a lot of people that work in it. And I think the other thing is also, there's so many other industries that are linked to it. If you look at events specifically, you have florists, you have people that build stands, and all of that was really, not happening in the past 18 months. Yeah.
And this is the reality, is that everybody that's employed in here, I mean, whether you're talking about obviously people that are in the venues, that are working, from people that hire tablecloths to tables, to the guys that rig it up, to the people that own the venues, to the guest speakers, to, whatever the business is that's selling to not get that market. So a lot of people lost their jobs, lost their businesses, and this is kind of now rebuilding. It almost is. It's like starting from the beginning. How are you feeling the atmosphere?
Can I just say that we are so excited? On Sunday night we looked at our diary system. We have just over 160 buyers from all over. All over the world, 40 countries that are represented here. We have 13 other, countries from the continent that are exhibitors. We just have over 200 exhibitors. But I think the most exciting thing, if you ask me about excitement, is that there are 4,000 meetings that are confirmed. So 4,000 meetings over the next 2 days is going to happen between a buyer and exhibitor. And, if we can you imagine we can just like 50%, turn into business. And I think that is the excitement. The fact that people want to see Africa, they want to come back and see Africa, and they want to see what Africa has on offer.
Yeah. What damage obviously has been done in terms of reputational damage, because it's a big thing. I mean, at one stage we saw the world locking us out and saying, well, you guys, it's definitely not going to be coming there. Obviously the world now going through their own issues. I mean, Europe, we are watching and seeing what's happening between Russia, Ukraine and Europe, and pending massive wars, and this is all the things we're hearing. But here in Africa, we seem to be a little bit distant from it. So does this bode well for us? How is our reputation handling out there?
I think what is important is that last night we launched our global campaign, for South Africa into the world, and, received so positively. I think when we had in September, last year, we had the Africa's Travel and Tourism Summit. And that was the first one, very hesitant, but the first one, it was a full-on hybrid meeting. So we have quite a few speakers from overseas, from international speakers. And, every one of them are saying, why is Africa not showing what they can do? Because look at what we can. So I think there's a lot of sympathy in our sector. If we allow people, if the countries allow our sector to come, they will definitely come, So yes, a lot of, damage in that sense, that people had to postpone or they couldn't come. But I think for us that the confidence that we are built with this, with this event, we went into in person. We are not, a virtual event. We have, however, a few virtual buyers, but there's no virtual exhibitors. And I think that gives a lot of confidence that we are back and we are here to do business.
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. How many people are you expecting?
We cannot have more than 1,000 people. And, in the past, we always have 3,000, but the regulations in South Africa is 1,000 indoors. Of course, last night, we were outside, so we could have a lot of more people. But it's 1,000 people that we will have. And we will manage it because we also need to showcase that we can have a safe event in South Africa.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
It's a big sign. South Africa is open for business. I don't suppose it ever closed to business, but the world was closing to business. But now it's the in-person events that hopefully are going to be taking off. And this is the beginning of it, Meetings Africa, as we hit the 1st of March. This is a good day, I hope, that we can see South Africa slowly starting to open up an industry that just employs hundreds of thousands of people, and we can start seeing this ticking up again. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you very, very much for talking to us here on the program. Amanda Kutsentlabo is the Chief Convention Bureau Officer of the South African National Convention Bureau. Right, let's go back to our studio in Auckland Park. We, of course, are broadcasting from the Sandton Convention Centre this morning. Let's find out what's in our sports news. Good morning, TV.